Welcome back to this third and final day here in Abu Dhabi, where to Abu Dhabi 2016 Judo Grand Slam. It's just about to come to a conclusion on this third day. This unique modern city once again then hosting this amazing judo tournament, where many young up-and-coming fighters are able to show their talent and challenge some of the established champions as well. 5 more categories on this last day of competition, and once again I'm joined by Sheldon Franco Rooks, who is going to help me to go through all of the medal matches, and he's going to introduce the first ones.
Well, very good afternoon, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone at home. And the first of the contest features Turel Safguliev of Azerbaijan. His opponent is Hannes Conrad of Germany. It's the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 90 kilo category. The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland. It's harder to say than a couple of the fighters, isn't it?
Well, here we go. Safguliev coming out wearing white. Conrad will be in blue. Got a good crowd here, and it was a good crowd yesterday as well, in full support of their own fighters. They got a gold medal and a bronze medal yesterday. The United Arab Emirates, brilliant for their program and also brilliant for their judo development.
And they were really appreciative over the past few years that we've been here. There's sort of been polite applause, but after their bronze medal winning exploits in Rio, they really got into it, and I think they've taken to this sport now, genuinely taken to it.
Yeah, they were saying that it's really grown, and it's on the way up, which is
across the chin, I think.
Yeah, trying there for the shimmy waza, for the strangle. They've got to stay within the yellow area here, so if they do step outside, it's a possibility that they could get penalised with a penalty. The penalties will come up onto your board there, and it will be depicted by a little yellow flag. Shidos are given, and for Shidos is Hon Sokomaki disqualification, so they try not to get those. Try and stay within the yellow area, and also try not to do anything else against the rules. Minor things get the Shidos, and so we need to stay away from those, like gripping infringements, holding the same side, sometimes not attacking as well within the allotted time.
This Conrad had a first round win against Gabor, and at that stage he looked pretty good. He went on for a second Ippon win when he defeated David Klamert of the Czech Republic, but he came unstuck against Axel Clerget in the semi-final. No surprise there really for me, though. Clerget is a class act. We'll see him in the final.
Yeah, he's looking good, isn't he, today? It's very steady, and we were saying earlier that he is such a strong fighter, physically strong, but a hard man as well. Well, you can see there, they just drifted out of the area. You've got to assess as to who drifted out of the area. The referee won't give anything on this occasion. Both of them it was all part of the action, so they kind of let it go, the referee. But they have to stay in there. If you can get penalised as well for pushing out. Of course, the main aim is to throw onto the back with force, and that gets an Ippon. That's what we're after. There are different points. We'll point those out as we carry on through the contest. And also you can win 3 ways on the ground by holding your opponent for 20 seconds, strangle or arm lock for a submission. Look at the left-handed stance there. Safguliev, big left arm controlling the head, and it's Conrad that's trying the drop Seoinage drop shoulder throw.
Makes it very difficult for Conrad to come across on that right side, because the whole right side of Safguliev's body is hidden from Conrad, so it's a long way for him to go.
Yeah, Safguliev, he had to come down, didn't he, well, now then, that's got to be a score, isn't it? It's a Yuko score. Very low shoulder throw.
Applause there, even from Yamashita. He liked that.
Yeah, the great Yoshihiro Yamashita up in the stands there. So good opportune stuff there. Savguliev of Azerbaijan goes ahead. Halfway through this contest. 5-minute contest for the men and 4 minutes for the ladies. Savguliev lost at the quarter-final stage. You're only able to fight in any medal, for any medal chance, if you lose in the quarters or the semi-final stages of the competition. If you lose in the quarters, you have to come down and do a repechage final. And Savguliev had to fight Bertoni of Brazil. He beat him, and that's what puts him up against Conrad there, who lost in the semi-final. So he comes down directly to fight for third place.
Just showing signs of being a little bit more relaxed now, Savguliev. He's got the score on the board, so that's going to help. But
I think they have to be just a little bit careful as well that they don't just sit back on it too early. We've seen it so often, haven't we? They just sit back on the score, and of course, if they do that, then there's a possibility, certainly in the last minute, where they're starting to run away and hold on to the score. And he's backtracking already, Savguliev. Might put him in trouble.
Yeah, that wasn't the best of attacks there, was it? And I don't think that Peter Seisenbacher, who's coaching in Azerbaijan, has as yet had the same effect fitness-wise as he did when he went to Georgia. He turned them around fairly quickly. Taking a little bit longer with the Azeris to get the fitness going.
I think if they start to go at any stage, it's certainly in the latter part of the contest. And it's partly because it's so physical. Absolutely, you can see that when the Azera team, when they're out there, their jackets pull tight across their back. You can see that it's a physical team. And of course, that kind of power, when you're exerting that kind of power over a 5-minute contest, it's very, very difficult. Without blowing, without the muscles starting to react and the lactic acid pumping into the muscles. 50 seconds to go then. One score in it. Savguliev of Azerbaijan is just ahead. Conrad being told by his coach there, come forward.
See, he's just frustrated him 3 or 4 times with the same little drop Serenagi effort. It's enough to class as an attack without being a real threat. But what it does is it breaks up each exchange 11, 10, maybe 12 seconds, somewhere in between those 2 or 3, and it's just frustrating Conrad now. He's wise to that. He's gone over once. He hasn't been caught again, but it's just stopping him from settling and coming up with his own attacks.
Yeah, he's just getting enough rotation. That's going to be a Shido now for Savguliev, going outside of the area. So he's definitely backtracking. That was a good one, and it's going to score as well.
Yeah,
it's another Yuko.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. Referee Velimati Karikanta comes up with a second.
Put it on the wrong side there.
Yeah.
It's 2 up to Savguliev.
And I think that the referee's perfectly right there. Well, Anis Conrad was talking about it. And now, because there's and a second penalty for stepping out there, but because there's some discrepancy about whose score it may or may not have been, they've just said, hey, we'll cancel it. It's not going to make any difference to the end here, but for me, that was a score for Savguliev. Conrad ran onto it.
Absolutely, I agree with you, 100%. I thought it was a score as well. But anyway, they've taken one of the scores off, given another penalty to Savguliev, but it was enough for him to win, and Azerbaijan get a well-deserved bronze medal. Second medal that they have. They have already got 1 silver, and there is a bronze medal to add to that. Second medal for them.
I don't think Hannes Conrad can complain too much. I mean, he may, but really, he ran on to that Savguliev effort at the end. If he wants to say, having gone over, that he had some kind of counter, He'd already gone over.
I didn't see the counter at all. I really didn't. Let's have a look at the Cianagi that scored. That's the Yuko. He went once and then he went again, didn't he? Disappeared underneath it. Just gave a little bit of a Kouchi there.
Conrad was busy tapping his foot.
Yeah, just a little bit.
He was attacking it.
Just a bit open to open it up, and then straight away underneath for the score.
Good one.
So Azerbaijan, second medal, and we now have the second bronze medal.
Nemanja Majdov of Serbia faces Max Stewart of Great Britain. It will be Majdov in the white judogi and Stewart in blue. Two youngsters making their way up the world ranking list, and the referee in the middle for this one is Frank Dirch.
Yeah, well, just looking at Majdov there of Serbia, world rank 237. So his world ranking certainly will go up after this quite considerably. Just to explain to everybody that the world ranking, as much as that they can come into each event over the next 2 years with a slightly higher world ranking, and it will seed them higher. So it gives them a better chance to just avoid people and to pick up more points. It's something that carries on.
Well, I'm not surprised that Majdov is that lowly ranked, given that he's only 20 and they haven't really pushed him out a great deal in point scoring events until, late last year. He had a couple of run-outs in 2014, but before that he was principally involved only in, the juniors.
Like you said, Max Stewart as well, somebody just 23 years of age, but really starting to build into the category. He went up from 81 kilograms into under 90 kilograms, and he's really starting to establish himself. Wants to avoid that, though. Doesn't want to ride any techniques. Great Britain, 2 chances of medals in this final session of this Abu Dhabi 2016 Grand Slam. Well, this is awkward, isn't it? Right to right, extreme right to right, almost forcing Stewart to cross grip, and he doesn't want to do that. You're not allowed to hold 2 hands on the same side without attacking straight away, that is. Neither one of them attacked. Now he has. Sotomayor Majdov is the one that's attacking first time, and Stewart picks up the first penalty.
Lost contact with the hands there. I think he'll escape a penalty for a false attack because he made a genuine effort to attack Stewart, but just lost contact with the hands.
Both of these fighters looking for the experience and getting good experience here in a Grand Slam. First time either one of them have ever fought for a medal in a Grand Slam. In fact, Stewart, first time he fought for a medal in a Grand Prix was just a few weeks ago. Strong fight for grips, Sheldon.
It's odd because Majdov, because he's only 20, you wouldn't expect him to have certain subtleties yet, but he's obviously been on with a lot of people. He's a difficult person to get past, and Max hasn't really had his hands on him yet.
No, he needs to change the pattern of this contest, and you're absolutely right. He needs to do that. Now he has the grip that he wants. He's got the sleeve, he's got the lapel, and he needs to snap that sleeve grip of Majdov off and it will give him chance then for his technique. That might just be
Yeah.
a Shido there.
Yeah,
I
for
think
me,
that
there
is.
he
just
didn't like
dropped.
the grip. Yeah,
No.
Frank Birch is not wired up to listen to us. He's listening to the referee commission, but
Yeah,
he agreed with us.
he
Yeah.
did on that particular occasion. So 1 Shido each. 3 minutes gone. This is the first category of this third day. 3 categories in the men's, and nice Uchimata this time from Stewart. Got a nice shape to that Uchimata,
Yeah.
must say.
You talk from time to time about the support leg, and it's just a little bit off, wasn't it? Well, maybe it wasn't as deep as he liked, and it wasn't just that little bit far enough over.
Yeah, the thing is with Uchimata, if it's a spinning Uchimata, leg on the outside, it has to spin. But any direct Uchimata, and there's a lady that used to do a really good Uchimata there, Kate Howie, and the support leg needs to go absolutely central.
Something's just not right with Nemanja Majdov at the moment. He's been not a spoiler. He's not a spoiler. It's just not happening for him. And whether Max has made Majdov's gripping also tricky, I don't know. But he's just put in another effort there that wasn't that clever.
It certainly looks to me, Stuart, as if he's starting to climb on top of this match. And if he really takes command now, make sure that he controls that sleeve. And also, Majdov, like you say, just that little bit tired.
Also,
Head down.
Yeah, the body posture has changed from the first part of the contest. He's searching for that over the top grip. There's another effort from Uchimata from Stewart, but he just lost the hand there, didn't he?
Yeah, he's just starting to really climb into this match, isn't he? Gaining more confidence as he goes on, and Majdov is going to get another penalty if he doesn't attack fairly sharpish. Stewart dominating, needs to be first in.
See the way that he's taken that right arm and the head over there, that's defensive. He only came up with that as a counter.
Well, a Yuko given there to Majdov, and that was Stewart going for the technique. He went for the Ashiwaza. A just quick change of direction there. He kind of snapped that change of direction, didn't he? Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, did he? I'm not so sure he landed on his side there, but anyway, I didn't think it touched.
He was waiting for him. Majdov.
Yeah, he was.
It was kind of like running out of steam. Let me take a bit of a breather here, and then he was in a position when Max missed that little. She was almost slipped there again.
The mat, I'm telling you now, that mat is not ideal at all. And I bet that if you questioned a lot of the fighters, that's going to be another Shido there for Majdov. If you questioned a lot of the fighters, they'd say that the mat is really, really slippy, bad for Ashiwaza.
Second penalty picked up. It's possible that it's the way that it's been cleaned.
Could be.
He's going to get called for having the hand over on one side if he's not careful.
Well, that's got to be
another. He'll take a third.
He's going to take a third penalty. 5 seconds to go. Please give
got
it.
away with that.
Well, I don't know how. An infringement is an infringement no matter what time you do it, whether you do it at the beginning of the contest or if you do it at the end.
That little foot tap that Stewart gave him at the end really didn't result in his going to ground. He just took that as a signal to bail, which he did. He had put Yuko on the board. 2 penalties he picked up along the way, but the 20-year-old Serbian gets past Max Stewart to take the second of the bronze medals in the under 90 kilo category.
Quite unfortunate, actually, that last attack that Stewart did. He was climbing on top of the match. He kind of went against the run of the match, really, I thought.
Yeah. It all happens in that little slip. He's not balanced, when he looks to make the attack. And he feels safe because Maidov looks defensive. But in the attack, just in the wrong position.
I think he was just in the wrong position at the wrong time, which is what it's all about, of course. But credit to Maidov.
Yeah, for bringing it off. Does he get the left leg on the outside?
Yeah, he went to the outside to drive him over for the Ashiwaza.
Yeah,
and then he just hooked the inside of the leg.
Inside, yeah. He's got the right leg hooking on the inside. It's very unusual. You know, he definitely didn't plan that. Bit of opportunism from Maidov, and that is part of it as well. You take what you can when you can. Nemanja Maidov takes the second of the bronze medals.
Yeah, and there's going to be two medalists from Serbia on this rostrum.
We come now to the final of the under 90 kilo category. Alexander Kukov of Serbia faces Axel Clerget of France. It's Kukov in the white judogi, Clerget in blue.
I think
despite
so too.
The fact that Kukov is the number 1 seed and has lived up to billing by making it to the final. And he's looked good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just got a gut feeling about...
I think it is, and that's exactly
Clerget.
what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit of guts and digging in, and I think Clerget will have that. But very awkward, I've got to say. Kukulj, very rangy, very awkward. So this should be a good match. And their world rankings are right next to each other, 14 and 15 respectively. Kukulj world ranked 14 and Clerget 15.
Jean-Claude Kimby is the referee in the middle for this one. He's from Gabon.
Final of the under 90 kilograms. Kukulj in white and Clerget in blue.
We'll have to ask Maidov about that opening that he's got when he's aeroplane business.
It's funny, isn't it? How a lot of fighters have their own little quirks that they do, and might be a little skip to the side, or it might be crossing the legs. So we saw that.
Yeah, but
a lot of different things.
May see that again later on. Is she up a bit later?
Clerget, first to open up the attacks. Yoko Tomonagi is his favourite technique, one of them anyway, one of the main ones. Kukulj very awkward with his left stance, but it's left to left and looking really to right. He'll want the arm over the top, I think, Kukulj. She's got the inside grip at the moment. I'm wondering why, but looking certainly for the Uchimata, and Clerget just manages to turn inside of the area.
I get the impression from Clerget at times like this that he's a thinking fighter. He's just working things out. A bit generous there, don't you think?
I thought so too. I didn't think it was a yuka. I thought he landed on his elbow.
No, they've waved that away as well now. So no score.
So looking for the turnover here, Clerget, and I think you're right. He is a thinker. He really does try and assess the situation, and he's an opportunist as well. Look how he takes this now. Kukulj is the one that sticks the attack in, and then of course gets countered. Didn't land on his side, so no score.
Clerget has a vice-like Kesugatami.
He wasn't going to let go of that, was he?
If he's able to apply it,
goodness.
He's very strong.
Semi-final, Clerget was holding so tight that we saw eyeballs popping.
Just getting settled now, isn't he? And I get the feeling that the aggressor in this now is Clerget, and Kukulj is on the back foot, despite the fact that he is the number 1 seed. Mind you, Clerget's number 2. There's not a lot in it, and as Neil said, 14 and 15, they're right there in the world ranking list.
halfway through the contest, and they're just trying to sort the grips out. So opposite stance, and you can see the W effect, the big gaps that they have. Actually, their body positioning isn't too bad, but quite often you can get it very acute opposite. And that's going to be a Kouchi. Not allowed to touch the legs in any of the techniques, whether it's an attack, in defense, or in counter-attack. You can't touch the legs with your hands. So he was very low on there and trying to get some kind of leverage without touching the legs.
I thought for a moment that he was in a really good scoring position, very strong. He hooked in with the leg, but it didn't quite have to finish. But he really is now looking on top.
Yeah, he is. Kukulj has to do something. He's going to get Shido now, I think.
For a moment, he was shaping towards Clerget.
I did wonder. I did wonder.
But it's Kukulj who picks up the Shido for passivity with a minute and 20 odd. He looks a little bit frustrated there, doesn't he? But it was warranted.
Yeah, I thought Clerget just had a little tap at the legs then as well. We've seen a couple, haven't we, where they've gone onto the legs. Oh, look at that. That's going to be a big score.
Yeah.
Well, that's a Wazari scored, and he's directly into it. And, well, we wouldn't have written that one down, would we? Kukul's right on top, and he's got the, well, Katagatami. In fact, it's Munigatami, and he's just holding on now for the 15 seconds. Clerget couldn't do anything about it. What a mistake that was from Clerget.
Flat-footed, got caught completely cold, didn't he?
Well, it looked to me as if Clerget was the one that was going to do that.
Yeah. He just seemed to lose concentration for a moment. The first time that Clerget came under any real threat, and he went over, just seemed to switch off for a moment.
Yeah, he really did. He switched off, and, well, he got held down there. He didn't look as if he was going anywhere. So Serbia have a gold and a bronze medalist on the same rostrum in the under 90 kilograms. A little bit of depth there. Maybe it's his training partner. Well, that's good spirits from
both
Clerget.
of them, yeah.
But you said that the last time, didn't you? You said...
And away from Clerget. Yeah,
well, it's nice to see that. It's not aggressive in any possible way. Got beaten, well beaten, just made a mistake. This is how it happened. Tried for the Ouchi. Kosoto there. Tanio Tosh just went across to the far leg and took him right the way down. Munigatami then.
There's the horrible part when he catches the leg furthest away from him, because the leg closest to him is already in the air. So any pressure on that far leg, he's going over, and there was enough to bring him down. There you go. He's lucky not to give up Ippon, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he was. It was a great driving technique.
That is pretty close, isn't it? They gave him the benefit of the doubt, that it wasn't, but...
Well, he holds his hand up aloft and fully deserves that. That was a good win for him.
And he, Clerget, of nice light grip himself...
Got held down.
What did I say? A case of the bite a bit.
That's it.
Right, we come to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 78 kilo category. Samantha Suarez of Brazil faces Madeleine Malonga of France. It's Suarez white judogi, Malonga in blue. 23 and 22 years old, respectively. Referee in the middle of Russia. Here's Neil.
Well, they've met once before, and Malonga 1-0 up. She's got that upright French style, the way it walks out, and it looks typical of the female French fighters that they've got. Tall, lean, strong, very athletic and ready to go. And there's a few of them out there. Exactly the same. And Malonga here fighting for third place. French team out here have got a hatful of medals so far. 3 golds, silver, 2 bronze. This is another possibility of a third place.
Yeah, well, she's definitely the favourite as far as record is concerned. I'm not quite sure whether she was suffering an ailment or something today, but she found herself in the bronze medal contest as opposed to the final. Surprised to pick up a penalty is Malonga. I say it's a surprise that she's in here because she'd lost out to Anna Maria Wagner a couple of years a junior, I think.
Wagner's fought well today, hasn't she?
Yeah.
She's in that final against Stenhuis of the Netherlands. So that'll be an interesting one.
Suarez on the defensive.
Yeah, gone into defensive just too early and, of course, picks up the penalty. Talk about negative gripping. That's what we're looking at now. The positive grip of Malonga, arm over the back. Suarez just feeling the danger.
Well, we saw Malonga throw Anastasia Turchin beautifully with Uchimata for Ippon. It was a heavy landing as well. Maybe she'll come up with the same technique here.
Well, she's certainly looking, she's all set for it. That big arm over the back, she has the sleeve. So she'll be looking for that Uchimata, just needs to find the right way in. Towering above Suarez.
And it's not quite the grip that Malonga wants.
Well, she can't quite get the angle for the Uchimata. She feels a little bit in danger, I think, from this in case she sidesteps it.
Couldn't turn Suarez. Once Suarez had failed with that drop Serenegi effort, Malonga couldn't turn her. Minute 40 odd left to go. It's finely balanced here. Both fighters have picked up a Shido apiece.
Yeah, the Shido's decisive sometimes in attacks, but they can also be decisive in sparking the contest off and getting somebody to attack if they've got a deficit.
You can't see it from that shot, but Malonga has got her typical stance. If you change it now, she had to stand
Cross
up.
feet.
Yeah, the cross feet.
Malonga
Yeah.
that had the cross feet. Wasn't it?
Yeah. Taking in plenty of air.
Absolutely. Big deep breaths. A little bit of nerves out there. She gets a second
Second
penalty
penalty.
there, Malonga.
I think that might just push her on a little bit. Needs to open up. She's had a couple of stabs, but hasn't really got past the defense of Suarez yet. That's better. That's where she wants to be, but Suarez breaks that up by attacking low left-sided.
Well, Malonga now has 44 seconds in order to get this penalty awarded to Soares, or a throw, of course. Now she goes to work. That just might be it. Just dropped on her hands and knees there, Soares. One more Judo up there, even it all up.
See, for me, Soares wasn't under any other pressure except the grip. And she just bailed and picked it up this time. She got away with it last time, but he gets away with it again.
Yeah, just not as quick as they could be, are they? Malonga just defending there.
Why would you get involved with 15 seconds to go?
Just get up and go again.
Get out of there. You've got your opponent on the run as far as attacks are concerned. She's put in 2 or 3 that were just nothing. And that, again, for me, that was going nowhere.
Yeah, I think she's going to get away with it here. And she's just running away now, letting the seconds tick away.
Disappointment for Malonga. That one wasn't the most attractive of wins by Soares that I've ever seen.
Another medal for Brazil. Just counting them up here. 7 bronze medals, 3 silvers. Still not a gold yet.
Well, I think they're going to struggle to find some highlights from that one, Neil.
Well, yeah.
It just didn't happen for either of them. You know, Malonga was searching at times for the Uchimata, couldn't find a way through. Soares, a little bit of a spoiler, and then definitely towards the end, there were 2 or 3 occasions where she narrowly escaped picking up a penalty for a false attack. But it's the Brazilian who takes away the first of the bronze medals in the under 78 kilo category. We mentioned Anastasia Turchin earlier on. Well, here she is now in the second of the bronze medal contest. She faces Sama Hawa Kamara of France. It'll be Turchin in the white judogi, Kamara in blue.
They've already fought each other twice, so they've got 1 win each.
The referee in the middle for this one is Nuno Cavallo of Portugal.
Kamara in blue, Turchin in white. Straight away into the attack there. Turchin left-handed and Kamara is right-handed. You see absolute opposite stance with these two, almost back to back on some occasions, and that makes it very, very awkward. If you think of the front of your opponent as the main target, certainly in order to throw them to the front, then it makes it very, very awkward if they're almost turned with their back to you, and quite often we find opposing styles can be extreme. So you can have an opposing style where you're almost virtually fighting face on, but then you can have opposing styles where you're almost back to back.
Turchin will try to make things easier for herself by coming up with a big left hand over the top, but on the other side you've got Kamara trying to come up with her big grip over the top.
Yeah, both looking for the same thing, aren't they? Big arm over the top, trying to control the upper part of the body.
Nuno Cavallo, the referee in the middle, is going to have to decide who is the more positive of the two, and the one that's left, they'll pick up the penalty. That's running through his mind right now. Almost.
The one that hasn't attacked the least.
Yeah.
Or is it the one that hasn't attacked the most?
The one that hasn't, yeah. There's very little between them at the moment because they're fighting for position. So the opportunities for attack are thin. See, there's just a shape of an attack there for Turchin. You can't even really say that she's attacked her. But she's just looking that little bit more positive at the moment, for me, anyway. Not a great deal in it, but if I were to be, there you go. If I were to be asked, I'd say Turchin is the more positive of the two. And as a result of that, you know, the referee's had a look and he said, okay, you are the least positive, Kamara, you pick up the penalty.
So that Judo on there could mean the difference at the end, and if it goes all the way to the end of the contest with no score and no penalties on the board, then it'll go to golden score.
The other,
yeah, go on.
Sorry, the other thing that we hope that it will do is galvanise Kamara into action. And she say, right, I don't like the look of the scoreboard with only a minute and a half to go. There's a penalty against me. I've got to do something. And what is likely to happen is that she's just got to change her stance because she's going to need to attack. So there should be that little bit more of the body for Turchin to attack. That's the theory anyway. Whether that is going to work out, we'll see. So as soon as she gets the left hand, there's that little bit more of Kamara for Turchin to attack. And a little stab there. Here's where she's going to lose it, and she doesn't look positive enough on the ground, and and for that reason, referee says, okay, you're not.
It's why busy. The transition is so important, isn't it? We need to get the transition right, so they can follow straight through to the ground and catch the technique. If you don't catch it, if you want to arm lock, you have to catch the arm. If you want to strangle, you have to catch the neck.
Kamara has made this difficult for herself. The first part of the contest, as Neil already explained, she was so extreme that there was no chance of her coming up with anything. It also made it very difficult for Turchin. But Turchin was beginning to search for ways forward, and as a result of that, looked more positive. Kamara then picked up the penalty. Now she's trying to come back into it, but it's a little bit too late.
Yeah, I agree. Too little, too late. Coming up to the last 30 seconds, and now Turchin just needs to waste a few valuable seconds.
She should be a little bit more clever here. She could have taken another 15 seconds off the clock with two, at least two attempts in Nevaza. So the first one would have burned up 7 or 8 seconds. The second one would have been another 7 or 8. It wouldn't have gone anywhere because she hasn't got strong enough Nevaza to really threaten Kamara. But she would have been 15 seconds better off. And here is an opportunity for a counter. Didn't quite work out. It looked better on the far side. And that's why the crowd are cheering over there. But
yeah, I think just glad to see a bit of action, actually. Kamara just behind in this match. Turchin just holding off. Arms very, very stiff now. And it's all over. Bronze medal then to Turchin. And France don't get a medal in this.
Well, Kamara can shake her head and, be upset at the result. She brought that upon herself. She made it an awkward contest by taking up an awkward stance. She's still shaking her head. What is it that you're worried about?
Well, she's just angry that she hasn't won it, obviously.
Okay. decides to take an early exit. No handshake, and there is no reason for her to handshake. Kamara indicates that she couldn't do anything because Anastasia Turchin was giving her, the stiff arm. Well, the Turchin could say the same thing. I may have stiff-armed you, but you only gave me half the body to attack. You've got to engage with your opponent for there to be, a bit of a contest.
I think that's the main thing, isn't it? It's got to be an engagement.
She wasn't interested, Kamara. She wasn't interested in opening up and giving, a really positive look and a positive shape, and something could happen. Right, we come now to the final of the under 78 kilo category. Husha Steenhuis of the Netherlands faces Anna Maria Wagner of Germany. It's Steenhuis in the white judogi, Wagner in blue.
Just looking at their ages there, still 24, Steenhuis. Wagner a little bit younger, and Steenhuis all the way through to Olympic qualification for Rio de Janeiro and worked her way right the way up to world number 3. So she is the top seed here.
We were talking about whether the Dutch had made the right decision about sending Marhinda Verkerk, and I think it worked out for them in as much, although she didn't get a medal. I think it worked out. It was a tough draw. Yelenis Castillo first fight went into almost like triple golden score, and Marhinda Verkerk gave a good account of herself. It wasn't as though she got blown away or whatever. There's no guarantee that Husha Steenhuis would have done better, no. or even as well, given Yelenis Castillo is a real handful. Steenhuis in the white judogi, Wagner in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Wang Guoqiao of China. Here's Neil.
Well, Wagner really looks the athlete, doesn't she?
Yeah, Malonga, same kind of body type.
Uchimata from Steenhuis straight away in there, and once again we've got left-hander against a right-hander. Does make a difference. That's why you'll see Steenhuis just hook on the inside there of Wagner rather than coming directly in for the Uchimata. She'll want to play safe. She doesn't want her to sidestep it. Same goes for Wagner though.
My feeling initially here is Steenhuis is going to be a little bit more powerful than Wagner. She's got that bit much more experience as well, and I think that combination, experience and a little bit of power, is probably going to do for Wagner here.
Hooking in on the inside, almost grapevining that leg. You're not allowed to do that. You can't stay there. You've got to attack straight away. You can't just grapevine.
Well, I hope we're not going to see as tentative a contest in this final as we saw in the bronze medal contest with Turchin and Kamara.
Yeah, we get to see a big Ippon, aren't we, in the final? Looking for the pickup. Is it going to happen? Wagner. Oh, she gets countered. Well, she was picking up, and then it was Steenhuis who just latched on with the Ouchi, drove her backwards for the Yuko.
The problem for
pulled it in.
The problem for Wagner there was she couldn't drop the hips enough to come up just a little bit too high. She's standing up that little bit too high, and the Ouchigari is the counter from Steenhuis. Out with the Uchimata this time, couldn't follow up with the Koichi on the way down. There's a lot to ask for. As I said, Wagner is still gathering experience, not that far out the juniors.
Yeah, gathering experience in every second out here in a Grand Slam final.
Yeah, she's
great experience.
Yeah, good position to be in. You know, she's up against a tough competitor, as I say, slightly more experienced than she is, and she's not really threatening with that Uchimata, but Steenhuis is.
Wow, that was on the edge there. Spinning Uchimata right the way over, and it would have been, well, certainly was Ari up to Ippon, but Mate was called first.
Let's have a look if we get to see the Uchimata attempt from Wagner again. And maybe we can see where it's falling down and what's missing. Neil talked about a snap. There's a punchiness to it. And there's a degree of speed involved in that. It's almost like catching your opponent off guard or by surprise, and you need to have a little bit of snap in there. And I haven't seen that yet from the Wagner efforts.
Uchimata again, Steenhuis. Well, into the last minute now, and just one score on the board. Well, is it going the way you expected it? Steenhuis just ahead.
Yeah, well, I said that I thought that Steenhuis would prove a little bit too strong and experienced for Wagner, and maybe the strength aspect of it, the power from Steenhuis is what's keeping Wagner at bay. Couple of times she's, threatened with an effort here or there, Wagner, but she really hasn't been able to get past.
This is a job of work, isn't it, for Steenhuis? She's just really out there. Tactics now for the last 16 seconds. Doesn't need anything stupid. Just going to use the hips and the body.
That'll do now.
Yeah, she might just have the shimiwaza there. So just needs to keep that on for the next 5 seconds.
Won't get nearer now with 3 seconds left to go. So there's a degree of frustration for Wagner as she loses out to Hüsche Steenhuis, but it's a learning process, isn't it? They're on their way up. They're gathering more and more experience each time, and all right, you lost out on this occasion, but only a Yuko. It's not that bad.
No, it was a tough fight. Gold medal then goes to Steenhuis, and silver to Wagner.
On 4th Grand Slam gold medal. She knows how to pick them.
Yeah, well, she does. She not only that, I mean, she's consistent, isn't she, with her performances?
I bet if we go and we look at which 4 Grand Slams she's won, and Paris and Tokyo won't be in there.
I'm sure you're right. Tried the Uranagi there, and she just latches on to the inside of the leg there, Steenhuis. Not only that, look at the left arm of Steenhuis. She directs it downwards and then changes the direction of her head. Drives off the back leg to get her German opponent onto her back. So good stability there from Steenhuis.
Baku, Tumin, Baku, and now Abu Dhabi. Those are the Grand Slams. The ones that are missing are Paris, Tumin, Tokyo.
The big ones.
The big ones. Hey, you get clever, do the right thing, learn your craft and everything, and then you can go and pick up those at another time. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 90 kilo category now. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and have a look at the medal lineup. Bronze medals go to Turel Safguliev of Azerbaijan and to Nemanja Majdov of Serbia. The silver medal goes to Axel Clerget of France.
And the gold medal for
The gold medal goes to Alexander Kukol of Serbia. As Neil said earlier, 2 Serbs on the podium, Nemanja Majdov and Alexander Kukol.
Yeah, tough match. Kukolj, though, just catches him, doesn't he, with the leg right the way across there, Tanio Tosh, and directly into the hold. We were talking about Clerget clamping on a hold that he was never going to let go of there, but it kind of backfired on him there, didn't it? Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. And now the national anthem of Serbia.
Confirmation and the family picture, of course. Turel Sevguliev of Azerbaijan and Nemanja Majdov of Serbia get the bronze medals, and the silver medal goes to Axel Clerget of France, and the gold medal to Serbia again, with Kukolj doing a magnificent job with a nice technique and a great follow through into groundwork to win the match.
We've got the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 100 kilo category now. Aybek Serikbayev of Kazakhstan faces Joachim Dhabi of Sweden. It's Serikbayev in the white judo gi, Dhabi in blue.
Wide open, I think, the under 100 kilograms category. And by wide open, I mean that there's a lot of them starting this long road up to Tokyo, and I think it will be interesting to see where that kind of goes as far as Olympic medals concerned. It'll be interesting to see how the World Championships kind of pans out.
Well, Dhabi deciding that 100 kilos is a better place for him to play his craft. There he is, and in with a chance for a bronze medal at a Grand Slam. That's not bad effort, is it?
No, exactly, and especially at a new weight category, it's always nice to know that you've adapted, and or that you are adapting, all part of the process. And I mean, his arms look twice as big as they did when he was 90 kilograms, I know that, but that doesn't make all the difference. I mean, it's how you train and how you prepare. It's all about the preparation, but also how you cope with the different balance, because when you're talking about difference from 90 kilograms to 100 kilograms, we're talking about 10 kilograms in weight, proportioned all over the body, supposedly. and you know, how do you cope with that? You know, if you're hitting somebody with an uchimata, ochi, kochi, whatever technique it is, and you've got an extra 10 kilos on that base that you're trying to hit, especially when it's moving, makes such a difference.
Well, Serikbayev wasn't able to move his bulk quite enough for the referee, and he's picked up
what you were going to say then.
he's picked up a penalty for passivity.
Well, struggling to catch the sleeve there or get anywhere near the sleeve of Dhabi. Sarakbayev is just having his sleeve dominated. Now is he going to attack? Yes, he does! Yuko. Oh, he gets a Wazari for it. Well, Dhabi then, talk about action-reaction, and he really did shake him up a little bit, didn't he? Just disappeared right the way underneath him for the Sianagi.
It was much better for Dhabi when Sarakbayev was on the move. It was always dangerous. Once he's got him going.
Well, I think this leg's coming out here. It's going to come out. It's going to hold him down.
There you go. That'll do.
So Dhabi straight into the hold down. He looked very positive with that, the way he was getting that out, and just needs to proportion his weight now, settle it down a little bit, and he's going to get another medal for Sweden. So that's 2 medals that they have now. They've got a gold and they have a bronze medal. They have a 5th place as well, 70 kilograms.
Winner of the bronze medal for Sweden,
Great Sianagi. A lot of movement in that Sianagi.
You can see the highlights of this fight on the big screens.
Joachim Dhabi just making sure that he settles into this new category, and I really believe that he'll work his way into the category well. It's got a good team here with this Swedish team. Some good fighters. Here's the Sianagi from Dhabi. We got to it eventually, but a lot of movement and then just disappeared right the way underneath, and then in the end Murikatami and holds him for, just needed to hold him for 15 seconds. He already had the Wazari on the board. Look at the head, look at the drive, drives him over. But the transition is what's important, never let him go.
Coming up next will be the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 100 kilo category. Filip Owiti Alcaraz of Great Britain is due to fight Zlatko Kumric of Croatia. And Fayed Al-Mutariri of Kuwait would have been the referee for this one. However, Zlatko Kumric has picked up an injury. He can't compete, so Owiti Alcaraz takes a bye and manages to pick up a bronze medal without having to face an opponent. That happens from time to time.
Yeah, just unfortunate, wasn't it? Hard fight and not able to turn out for his bronze medal fight, the Croatian. So he'll be disappointed with that, and I think Owiti Alcaraz as well, I think he will be disappointed because he's a fighter and he would have liked to have fought for that medal, but nevertheless, good points for him.
Well, it brings us then to the final of the under 100 kilo category. Elkan Mammadov of Azerbaijan faces Luciano Correa of Brazil. We've got 2 former world champions going head to head here. Everardo Garcia of Mexico is the referee in the middle for this one, and the funny thing is that both of these former world champions won their world titles in Rio.
Is that right?
In the same weight category.
Yeah, in the same weight category, not on the same day.
Not even in the same year. 2007 we had the world championships in Rio, and at that point the man in the blue judogi was the man of the moment, and 2013 we went back there, and it was the turn of Mammadov to take the gold medal. There they go.
Well, it's interesting that both of these are fighting for form, really, and we were just talking about Korea, and amazed actually that he's starting on the process of trying to qualify, and wondering whether that is what he is actually trying to do, thinking of qualification for Tokyo, because I know that it was a long haul for him right the way up to his own Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, but here he is in the final here against Mammadov. Mammadov as well struggles, certainly when he gets to the latter half of the contest, and so both of them, I think if it goes to the second half of the contest, will be blowing just a little tiny bit.
Could very well be the case.
Sodi on the left, and he had a cross grip there, Mammadov, and decides to do a left Sodi Surakomigoshi on the other side. Had to attack straight away. But we're also talking about how glad that they will be, these two, to be in a major final. It is a Grand Slam final, and to be in it at this stage of their career. Close there from Mammadov, decides to go right this time, and if he's going to throw Korea, it'll be in the early part of this contest. One Shido up to Korea already. So just a minute and a half gone. 5-minute contest. Korea will have to start to put the attack in first. Hasn't done anything, Mammadov, starting to slow down a little bit. And this will be the ideal opportunity for Korea, but will he have enough in the tank as well to open up? And that's one of the main things here when you get two fighters that have been around the block. They've done it, and they start to blow around about the 3.5 minute mark, and then of course you're trying to tell your legs to move in and to do the technique. It quite happens. My experience anyway.
Single Shido against Luciano Carreri. Just a little tap of the foot there, and it's Mammadov and Correa. They both end up picking up penalties. Albano, a singer of some note, is in the audience watching on. He was performing here in Abu Dhabi last night. Snuck along to watch his second favourite sport after football.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He had to say that.
I like the football, he said. Yeah. Okay. And after that, I like the judo.
Of course.
That's exactly how he said it as well. Inside 2 minutes, Correa trying to get a little bit of movement going. I think that's probably a good idea for him. He doesn't want Mammadov standing still for too long because he'll launch. Just snap that grip off there, didn't he, Neil?
He's having a problem, isn't he? Just attacking, setting it up. They're both of them setting it up, and they're both starting to blow now. 1.5 minutes to go. Have they got the energy? Have they got the explosive energy to put an attack in, a major attack? Sasai there from Mammadov.
Well, the crowd getting into it.
Well, yeah, just did a nice little Sasai there, and like you say, the crowd deciding to get into it. Coming up to the last minute. Korea starting the move. Watch the Uranagi.
Wrong, too far over, wasn't he?
He was. He was in the wrong position there.
Yeah, he just shaped for it. Thought, no, I'm not going to make it.
Hips across.
Almost. Yeah, the top half, nicely done, but...
Well, he's got a turnover here, Mammadov. He has. He does the double lapel turn, and he does it quite well. They're not renowned for their groundwork, the Azeris, but they do have one or two moves that they do, and they do it well. So now Carrera starting to move, trying to get the opening. Now's his chance, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He'll have to be careful. He's on the belt. He's got to attack. 25 seconds.
If Carrera goes low, Mammadov goes even lower. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, backside just about a centimetre off the ground here. Carrera realises he's just down with this one Shido on the board. He's the one now putting it in. One more Shido up there, and I think it would work to his advantage.
He's moved better and looked more active in this than I've seen him for a long time.
Referee let it go. I agree with you. Oh, it's going to be a score, is it? Makakomi, that kind of saved him, I think, there, Mammadov. It just gave him a few seconds. He wasn't that far off getting a penalty, and Korea realised that. So look at them. They can hardly stand up, these two. Sucking dust off the rafters. Absolutely.
Korea's absolutely on top of him, isn't he?
Yeah, he just wants to get on with it. 2
Must
seconds
launch one
left.
attack.
Well, he can hardly stand, Kerry Mammadov. Big, deep breaths. Well-deserved gold medal for Mammadov, but, well, I don't know whether he could go the whole 4 years here, and I think that goes for Korea as well. I've seen it, that they start off first year is okay, and one or two carry on for the second year, and then when it gets to the third, it just gets a little bit too much. But we'll see.
Winner of the gold medal for men under 100 kilogram from Azerbaijan, Mammadov. It's his second gold medal in a Grand Slam.
Yeah, hard fought as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I bet that felt more like 15 minutes out there for him.
But as I say, Luciano Carrera gave a good go. There were some nice things in there, some good movement. He looked at times to be really interested in the result. And there have been times when I've seen him and I wonder how on earth did he get there. But that wasn't a bad effort from the Brazilian. And a good round of applause as well.
Yeah,
from an appreciative
he really looked as if he wanted it, and he was in there. He was in a Grand Slam, again, major tournament final, and he was going to give it his best shot.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for women in the under 78 kilo category. The fighters all lined up and ready to go. Let's start by taking a look at the bronze medal winners. And the first of the bronze medals goes to Anastasia Turchin of Ukraine. Second bronze medalist was Samantha Suarez of Brazil. The silver medal goes to Anna Maria Wagner of Krisha Steenhuis of the Netherlands.
Steenhuis was superb. She just took a moment, didn't she? She did everything that she had to do. She was very professional. We got the Dutch just outside of the commentary position here, ready to applaud, and they're all there with their cameras, and great result for her. Great change of direction with the Ouchigari, and look at the control she had. Drove there and got the score. Big sigh of relief.
Now the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Just confirmation of the medals then. Touching of the Ukraine. Samantha Soares of Brazil get the bronze medals, and Wagner, great performance from her to get a well-deserved silver medal, but all credit to Stenhouse of the Netherlands with that gold medal. Great change of direction for that Ouchigari, and it was decisive, and she did everything that was asked.
We come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the plus 78 kilo category. Irina Kinzerska of Ukraine faces Marina Slutskaya of Belarus. It's Kinzerska in the white judogi, Slutskaya in blue. They must have been head-to-head a few times.
2 times, in
Oh,
fact.
is that all?
Yeah, only
Oh.
2 times.
Okay.
And Kinzerska came out the winner on both occasions. Their world rankings not too far apart, of course. 22 for Kinzerska. Slutskaya 21, world rank 21. And so I think Slutskaya will be trying to turn this series of events and see if she can win a contest, bring one back.
Vincent Drouot of France is the referee in the middle for this one.
Kinzerska in white, Slutskaya of Belarus in blue. We talk about body language, and often we know, don't we, who, as they come out, as they stand up there, as they posture themselves, we know who has the confidence. And for me, Kinzerska here has that air about her that she just knows that it's possible to beat Slutskaya. Saying that, look at that, that's Sori Surikomigoshi for a Yuko straight away there. Slutskaya disappeared underneath her. Might just shake her up a bit. There's the Sodi, and look how she just lands on her side there. Good score there from the referee. Now we have a slightly different Kinzerska. Bit more urgency. Four minutes for the ladies.
Two and a half minutes left to go. Single Yuko, the lead for the Belarusian.
Yeah, nice drop Sianagi again there from Slutskaya, dropping right the way underneath, but it has conviction. Certainly now Kinzerska is the one that has to come forwards. And that's what's catching her out actually. She's coming forwards all the time. Slutskaya's taking the sleeve, disappearing underneath. Setting her up again, ready to go in again. So Kinzerska just about to be penalised here. She's not done one attack.
It's clever work by Slutskaya just to keep herself busy. The attacks that she has made have very little chance of being countered, but she's just putting them in.
Well, it's safe, but
Yeah,
she's
it's safe,
also
yeah,
getting just that the turn, sufficient turn on the hips, sufficient rotation.
Yeah, call a mate here. Just get things tidied up and we can start again. Slutskaya for a moment was completely unaware as to where she was. She was walking off the direction of the warm-up area. The referee just had to turn her back round and say, we're not quite finished yet.
Well, I really hope she doesn't get penalised just for having her head pulled down by Kinzerska. She's not going to. You have to put an attack in. You've got to. Kanzerska hasn't put an attack in yet. So into the last minute of this contest, one Yuko in it. Slutskaya of Belarus is ahead, and now a Shido for Kanzerska.
Yeah, Kanzerska needs to show some urgency here.
Well, she needs an attack. Hasn't attacked yet. Just tries to pull the head down there, and it's not enough. What we were talking about just having sufficient grips or having superior grips and then pulling the head down. If you remember, we had the situation with the Chinese, didn't we, because of their superior power and strength and height, and they just pulled them in, and they were winning world and Olympic titles without actually scoring a point.
Well, it'll be a little bit different in the upcoming contest and the final. We've got different style, different shape players. We'll have different contests there. Just get the feeling that Kanzerska doesn't like Slutskaya's style, is frustrated by the very thing that we've just seen there. She'll pick up another penalty here.
Yeah, so a penalty for Slutskaya, but she won't mind about that.
No,
4 seconds to go.
Just fight that one off.
So she pulls a contest back, Slutskaya. She's turned it. Looks kind of pleased about that.
Yeah. Well, you know, everybody has to set themselves some goals. And you always want to have good performances, and you want winning performances. And then you have some opponents against whom you found it difficult in the past, or you haven't been able to get past. Well, there's one goal that Slutskaya has been able to achieve, and that's defeating her Ukrainian opponent.
Yes, bronze medal then for Belarus. That's their first medal of this tournament. Sianagi started it. There is the Sianagi. Well, it was Sodi, wasn't it? Sodi Surakumigoshi nicely disappeared underneath her. She was getting full rotation from the hips. At least they were going all the way around there, and then she drove off the legs.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
You know, it's a good little effort from Slutskaya. Came up with the score, and that was the winning score. Now we've got the second of the bronze medal contests in the plus 78 kilo category. Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine faces Santa Pakinita of Lithuania, and I think this is going to be a better matchup. Kalanina has had some difficulties with shorter opponents because she's really tall. Santa Pakinita is one of the tallest in the category, so I think this is good head-to-head. Fahid Al-Mutari of Kuwait is the referee in the middle, and there is Yelisaveta Kalanina. And following her in, Santa Pakinita of Lithuania. It'll be Kalanina in the white judogi, Pakinita in blue.
We were talking about power, weren't we? And this young lady here still got to get into her power, I think. Kalanina of the Ukraine. But let's see how it goes. Pakinita of Lithuania, world rank 24 actually. Kalanina 39.
You know, everything looks good until she starts moving. There's a degree of mobility that has to be really, worked on. And I think, exercise physiologists and dance therapists, all this kind of thing. You bring in all these people from different places that can help with movement.
Well, I think that it all stems off movement and the balance direction movement, and then introducing the techniques, because there's a Yuko there straight away. Kalinina goes over Kienti in the Osai Komi there, and I don't think she's going to get out of there. It's going to be all over. Just needs to hold her for 15 seconds. It's nearly there, and now it's all over. 20 seconds, sorry. Did I say 15? I thought she had a Wazeri on the board. So 20 seconds for the Ippon, and well-deserved bronze medal there. Kienti. Just a little bit too powerful, I think.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot of work for Kalanina to do.
It's her second medal in the Grand Slam.
Well, there was a little bit more in there than there was in the first bronze medal contest. I expected a little bit more. It was all done and dusted fairly quickly, but we still got the final.
Harai Makikomi just sends that arm across, doesn't she? Keeps hold of that sleeve, never lets it go. Harai Makikomi or Soda Makikomi, either way, it's
Curtains
a winding throw yet, and
Kalanina.
directly into the hold down.
Well, we've got the final of the plus 78 kilo category coming up next. Caroline Weiss of Germany, that was my pick this morning, will face Maria Suellen Alferman of Brazil. It'll be Weiss in the white judogi and Alferman in blue.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the final for women over 78
I wonder which Caroline Weiss we're going to see.
Well, I think that's a lot to do with it, isn't it? It's which one is going to turn up, and that happens a lot. But certainly we know that she can beat excellent, world best, and she's done it on the same day as well, hasn't she? The
Yeah.
world number 1 and 2, Weiss.
One
And
after the other.
so we'll see. Let's have a look, see what she's got.
in the white judo for Germany.
Sławomir Kownacki of Poland is the referee in the middle for this one, and there is Caroline Weiss, followed in by the coach Michał Zinski.
Just looking at the medals all over, they're absolutely spread all over the countries, which really does mean our sport is truly international, doesn't it? So Weiss is in white, Alferman blue. And still, Brazil need that gold medal. They still haven't got a gold medal. Left to left. I think they're both going to be going for Ippon here. She can throw, Alferman. She really has some good technique. Nice Ouchi there from Weiss. Tries the Sasai as well. So both of them attacking.
I think the Brazilians had fancied Alferman to take a medal in Rio. Didn't work out for them.
No, well, I think quite a lot of plans
Went awry.
went awry in Rio. as they always do in Olympic Games, and for others it worked. But it certainly looks to me like Althamam is the one that's trying to take the initiative here. Weiss, oh, it's gone over, and it's going to be a Wazari, and directly into the hold. Started in, and so the hold will stay. Will she keep hold of that arm? Not going to let that one go, is she? Seconds ticking up. Only needs to get to 15 seconds, and it's going to be all over, and Brazil will have the full set.
Well, a very happy Maria Suellen Althamam, not surprised. Caroline Weiss is going to have to settle for second place, and it's not the first time that I've said that.
Yeah, I think Althamam came out, she just had that kind of air of confidence, didn't she? She just felt stronger out of the two. She was the one that had the main grip, and then she was the one initiating the main techniques. Once she'd connected, Makikomi took her over. Fifth finalist for Brazil. There was the Oguruma. It was Oguruma actually that took her over. Turned into Makikomi on the way over, and then she just held her. Gets the Wazari. So she scores a big score and then just holds her for the remaining 15 seconds. So terrific stuff there from Althamam. One gold medal then for Brazil. They've got 4 silvers and they've got a hat full of bronzes.
The medals are presented by the Development Director of the International Judo Federation and member of the IGF Hall of Fame, Mr. Yoshihiro Yamashita.
We've got the awarding ceremony for the men now in the under 100 kilo category. And the bronze medals go to Philip Awiti Alcaraz of Great Britain. And to Joachim Dvabi of Sweden. The silver medal goes to Luciano Correa of Brazil. And the gold medal goes to Elkan Mamadov of Azerbaijan.
I think it was a battle of the former world champions, wasn't it, in that final?
It was interesting, wasn't it?
It was an interesting one, and I think both of them struggling just that little bit to the latter part of the contest. They both gave us some entertainment. It's a tough old match, 2 old warriors battling it out.
And now the national anthem of Azerbaijan.
Confirmation then of the medals, minus 100 kilograms. Joachim Zwabi of Sweden and Oita Alcaraz of Great Britain, the bronze medals, and the silver to Luciana Correa of Brazil. Well-deserved gold medal then, and the winner of the Battle of the World Champions, Elkam Mammadov of Azerbaijan, gets the gold.
Sounds nice, that one. The Battle of the World Champions. We come now to the last category of the day and the last category of the tournament. It's the plus 100 kilo category, and the first of the bronze medal matches features Michael Horak of Czech Republic. He's up against Anton Brachev of Russia. It's Horak in the white judogi, Brachev in blue.
Yeah, you were talking about Horak, weren't you, and saying why he was forced up from minus 100 kilograms to the plus 100s. And of course it was all because of their Olympic champion decided he wanted that particular place.
He might have to go back down.
And he might have to go down now, mightn't he? He's gone up to, he's certainly, Kapellik has gone up now to the heavyweight division, so it'd be interesting to see what Horak does. Horak against Brachev. I think the Russians are searching hard for a challenger for Teddy Riner, somebody who can get out there and win world and Olympic medals. Big arm over the top there from Horak.
Bit of crowd throw there.
Good job the crowd aren't refereeing, isn't it?
They like the look of that attempted to Temiwaza, but really didn't come close to scoring.
No control on the upper part of the body. Trying for the Ouchi Tayatoshi combination, Brachev. Just been blocked out. Horak, Czech Republic, tries the Sumigaeshi again. Has he landed in the hold? Almost.
Well, he's definitely got the crowd on his side.
Yeah, he has.
If
So
nothing
far,
else,
they're all
yeah.
behind him. Well, having a problem to catch the sleeve because of the opposite. One right, one left. And now he switches. Brachev has been going left all the time, just suddenly switched it there to the right, Sianagi. For the Uranagi. Oh, I got a Wazari. It wasn't a Wazari. I think they'll change that to a Yuko, surely.
Well, there's an interesting question as to which side they want to give it to.
Well, first of all, it was the Uranagi first. You're right. I mean, who to give it to?
See, he falls on his elbow, so there's no way that you're going to give it against Horak. But Horak has already lost his... no.
I didn't get that either, but I thought, well, they fell together. Just give it no score, but anyway.
Horak falls on his elbow. When you're throwing somebody and you're falling on your elbow, you're defending yourself against the uranagi. Niels says this is uranagi. For me, this is uranagi.
Yeah.
Brachev is attempting uranagi here. Horak's attempting to avoid it.
He's in the hold here. He might. Oh, geez, he was so close there. So all of a sudden, Brachev is a wazari down. Let's have a little look at this. Digs in for the uranagi.
There is uranagi. This is an attempted uranagi. He fails. Okay, leave it.
Well, they both kind of fell together, didn't they? You know, I still think that I would have probably given nothing.
No score.
Yeah.
No score.
Well, gifted a score.
Just removing the advertising. Brachev thought he might be changing his mind about the wazari.
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
Came out in a cold sweat there, didn't he?
No such luck. A little over a minute left to go. Horak leads. And Brachev looking decidedly under par now. Power's gone.
I'm just having a little look at the great Yoshihiro Yamashita and
What does he make
the great
of it?
Umura up there.
Yeah.
Two great heavyweight Olympic champions, former of course, up there watching, and probably not thinking it was a score as well. So into the last minute. One penalty up there to Brachev.
No, one to Horak.
Just coming up to the last 30 seconds of this first bronze medal match, and that's got to be, surely. Just dropped down there. I think if I was Brachev, I would have just let him pick up the penalty.
Yeah, he was keen to try a counter, but he got his own body in the way. Did Brachev. So he couldn't come up with a counter. Oh, this is ugly.
Well, nearly left his arm up there. He doesn't have to take any chances at 4 seconds still or left, and he's a wazari up. Just block out.
Brachev almost dismissive at the end there. So yeah, okay, you can have it. Well, it's perfectly possible that the two gentlemen that you mentioned, Uemura and Yamashita, have seen slightly more impressive performances in the heavyweight division than the one that we've just witnessed there. But Michal Horak of the Czech Republic takes the first of the bronze medals. We'll be able to see the winning technique again, because that really will be the highlight.
I was thinking exactly the same, actually. Sit down and have a look at this Uranagi Kouchi. They kind of fell together, didn't they? At most, I think, a Yuko, even if it was given a score. But anyway.
Yeah, the only thing you can look at is the footwork of Horak here. Look at his right foot.
Yeah, his right foot caught in for the Kouchi, but the Uranagi was still going on. You've got to see where they landed, haven't you? It definitely wasn't a score against Horak.
Yeah, I'm only thinking about the explanation that is given out by the refereeing commission. And I think the explanation would be that right leg of Horak is so instrumental in bringing Brachev down that it's an afterthought that he's turning, with the attempted Uranagi. I'm just saying that this is what they're likely to be talking about. Right, the second of the bronze medal contest. David Moura of Brazil faces Zoslan Bostanov of Russia. There's a chance here for the Russians to get a medal in the plus 100 kilo category. It's gone from the first effort, but there's another effort. See if Bostanov can do it. Moura in the white judogi, Bostanov in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Wang Goqiao of China, and there is David Moura.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he's all too happy about this. They're both of them not very happy about fighting for third place, but expecting a little bit more, I think. Saying that, they were both beaten quite well.
I think you're right from earlier on about the mobility of Moura. You know, when he gets going, he's a dangerous heavyweight. It's a question of whether
I think
he
that
can
you hit the nail on the head when you were saying about the mistakes, the amount of mistakes, and that's what you've got to cut down on, is the amount of mistakes that you make. So Moura straight away in there for the Tomanagi. He'll have just one more chance on that, I think. Oh, he's turned him into the hold. Oh, how simple is that? Directly in there to the Munigatami, and Bostanov just sat there and waited for it. Not going to let go of that, I don't think. Readjustment of balance here. Bostanov going crazy, but yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, he's changed it again. Well, it's written all over Bostanov's face. What a slip that was. What a slip. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Go out there. Error in the first few seconds and it's all gone before you know it.
Well, he can't moan about that, can he, Bostanov? Just David Moura turns him, and it's one of the basic fundamental hold downs or turnover hold downs that we do off our back. He just used his legs there, controlled the belt, flicks him over onto his back, and it doesn't get much more simple than that. Controlled one of the shoulders, made sure that he couldn't put the hand down. Super newaza, simplified, but it's the simple techniques sometimes that are very successful. Well, you'd be interested to know that that's the 13th medal from Brazil in this tournament. 13, they can't win anymore, actually. No, I'm just looking now, they can't. 13 medals, they have 8 bronze medals, 4 silvers and a gold. So the job is done, isn't it, really, if you think about it?
Good trip. We come to the final of the plus 100 kilo category. Daniel Natia of Romania faces Alexander Vacaviak of Belarus. It's Natia in the white judogi, Vacaviak in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Veli-Matti Karikanta of Finland. They like him, don't they? The rookie.
Yeah.
It's his first Grand Slam, and I think he's doing his second final. That is unusual for the rookie.
Well, it means something, doesn't it? Yeah.
Happy for him. Good step up for the Finnish referee.
Masia Fratica of Romania is leading his fighter out there.
Legend.
He's the coach of Daniel Natia, the Olympic bronze medalist, and somebody I had to fight on quite a few occasions. He's the coach, the Romanian coach.
Put some weight on, hasn't he?
Yeah. Vacaviak in blue and Natia in white. I'm going to put it on the line here, and I'm going to say Natia is going to throw him for Ippon.
I'll go with that.
Just as soon as he settles in, watch out for the Oguruma, and look out for that one as well. That's going to be a Yuko score. Kosoto. And now into the hold. Is he going to secure it? Just needs to tie up that top half. Well, he can certainly throw, can't he, Natia? He really can. You don't very often see him coming off with small scores. It's big. Natia then just says, I don't think so. Didn't he? Really? 1 minute gone.
He met the immovable object there.
He certainly did.
Reminded me a little bit of Roy Meyer sometimes against Teddy.
Yeah, it was the same kind of thing, wasn't it? Hitting a brick wall,
He
literally.
gives it the big key-eye, doesn't he? That's really
another
going into
score.
it, yeah.
Yuko's score is it
Oh.
was Harry. Straight into the hole down now. Very, very easy for Natia. It's all over, I think. Or is he going to turn? I think he's turning. He's turning out of it. He's not...
No, he's gone now.
Yeah, he couldn't hold it. He didn't have the upper part of the body, but he gets the Wazari for the score. And so just a minute and a half gone. Well in the lead here, Natia, in this final contest in Abu Dhabi. Still think it's going to be an Oguruma. I think he's going to change the direction. A bit of a prediction. I don't think he's going to go for that one, but I think he'll change the direction. Foot's going to come across.
Vakaviak has a little stab with Samashi was but it doesn't really unsettle Natia.
No, Vakaviak is just holding on, I think, and in some ways he's just waiting for the big one just to come across. Hasn't attacked at all, Vakaviak.
Both fighters got penalised there for negative gripping. They both had a grip, but they just didn't do anything with it. Natia probably wanted to take a rest. Vakaviak wanted to take a rest from being thrown from Natia.
Going to fall into the hold again, isn't he?
Well, the least that can be said there is that he managed to trap the leg at the end because it was a poor effort. Natia, if you'd had that little bit more movement about him, would have sidestepped left or right, and then Vakaviak would have been finished. But we're asking a lot of the big man, that kind of movement.
Here comes the Oguruma. He's going to come across now. He's going to skip it across. Uchimata it is. Uchimata. There's just 1 minute 27 still to go. Now he has the sleeve, Natia. A bit of a reaction there. Caveat might just get another penalty if he's not careful. I've got to say that there's not very often we don't see an Ippon in the heavyweight divisions. Just to finish the contest off.
We weren't going to see it there. Oh.
Well, just change of direction there, wasn't it? The Tanya Tosh there to get the score.
40 odd seconds left to go. Natia, I still have the feeling that he fancies finishing this with a big one. It doesn't come into it about the clock or the scores. He just fancies finishing
He
off big.
almost always throws a big one in just to finish things off. And he better not disappoint me.
He's still got 20 odd seconds left to do it.
Vakaviak just happy to let those seconds tick away, I think. It's going to be a second penalty to both. Neither one of them attacking. So 12 seconds left. Seconds ticking away then in this heavyweight final.
Well, both of them could have extended themselves a little bit better. Left it a little bit flat there in the end. Big cheers from the crowd. But it's Daniel Natia of Romania, having scored twice, who takes the contest and takes the gold medal in the plus 100 kilo category against Alexander Vakaviak of Belarus. We've got a couple of awarding ceremonies to come up next, so don't go anywhere. We'll see the athletes have their medals presented, and we've also got a little bit of a highlight package to show you in between, so stick with us and we'll be back in a moment with the presentation of the medals in the plus 78 kilo category for women.
Couple of good counter-attacks from the Romanian, and Natia just taking his opponent back. Flattened his back, but just rolled him onto the points of his shoulders, so didn't warrant the ippon. Well in control there, Natia all the way through.
Right, there is the lineup of the women waiting for their medals in the plus 78 kilo category. And the bronze medals go to Santa Pakanita of Lithuania and Marina Slutskaya of Belarus. Silver medal goes to Caroline Weiss of Germany. And the gold medal goes to Maria Suelen Alterman of Brazil.
Yeah, she did enough, didn't she? Alterman, nice technique on Weiss. She came out as if she was ready to dominate right from the off, and she did. She just dominated the whole match. Oguruma took her over, never let go of the arm, and just held her for the remaining time.
And now the national anthem of Brazil.
So just confirmation, Marina Statskaya of Belarus, Santa Paciente of Lithuania get the bronze medals. Silver medal goes to Caroline Weiss of Germany, and the gold medal, and well deserved too, to Altman of Brazil. One gold medal, but they've got a hatful of medals, an absolute hatful. 13 medals in all. So they've really managed to complete their job, you could say, to get a lot of their fighters' experience and to get them out here on this world tour and in this Grand Slam tournament.
Well, just before we come to the last of the awarding ceremonies, there are a few highlights from the competition today. Right, well that sound means that we are about to get underway with the medal ceremony. It's the last medal ceremony today as well. This time it's for the men in the plus 100 kilo category. The bronze medals go to David Moura of Brazil. And to Michal Horak of the Czech Republic. The silver medal goes to Alexander Vakaviak of Belarus. And the gold medal goes to Daniel Natia of Romania.
Yeah, it was a very confident win, wasn't it, from Natia? Never in doubt. Vakaviak never really got into the match. He was always just trying not to get thrown for Ippon. That's what I always felt anyway. Got taken back a couple of times. A couple of big scores. Wazari and a Yuko, and that was enough for Natia.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Romania.
And now the national anthem of Romania.
So just confirmation then. Michael Hodok of Czech Republic, David Mura of Brazil get the bronze medals, and Vakaviak of Belarus gets the silver. Daniel Natia of Romania gets the gold medal. And after 3 days of competition here in Abu Dhabi, France, Brazil, Germany and Russia have shown us how important it is to blood our youngsters in these events, and many will be featuring in the lead up to Tokyo in 2020 for sure. Sheldon and I had an absolute ball as always, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the Qingdao Grand Prix. And of course, more great judo action. Until then, from both of us here in Abu Dhabi, it's goodbye for now.